world, which is the people of the synagogue of Satan. And their regime is crumbling all around them. And we are here to help usher in the coming of our Lord and Savior, who we call Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. But first and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'habrakakadash. And we want to give double honor to the elders who taught us this truth and who have ushered in a great work for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And we, as men of the Lord, following in these great men's footsteps, we hope that we're part of the elect and that our works do not go in vain, and that we can establish ourselves amongst the number that we call the 144,000. So with that, we will begin. All right, now all of the brothers here, we just got out of work. Long day, but the work must get done. All right, so we want to get into through the spirit, we want to get into endurance, man. Endurance in this thing. And the reason why we want to get into endurance is because if I'm pretty sure most brothers know what's going on around the world. Most brothers know what's going on around the world with the war, the fake war, the proxy war, whatever you want to call it. It's a bunch of theatrics going on. And if you have noticed, it is a bunch of theatrics. And the reason why I say it's theatrics is because you got the supreme leader, you got Netanyahu, and you got Trump all telling each other what they're about to do before they do it. Tweet, yeah, you better not, because I'm going to bomb them the next day, bomb. Yeah, I'm going to bomb this. And it's all a stage, and they're literally pulling the veil over you people's eyes. But for you Hebrew Israelites, who we really talking to right now, those who are in the know, we need you to have endurance, man.
You know, it makes sense too, because what did Yahweh Shai say? Yahweh Shai said that he said you shall hear wars and rumors of wars.
Right.
But
the end is not yet.
But he said, but be not afraid, for the end is not yet. And that's how you know that these little wars or these rumors of wars, it's not the end. So you don't have to feel like, all right, this is it.
Right.
When real war, World War III comes, it's going to come. You're not going to see it coming.
And we got to also...
the prophets will be able to see it coming, but the rest of you people, you're not going to be able to see it coming.
And we got to wait for that chip as well.
We got to wait for the chip first. Chip has to come first for World War III, because World War III is the nations fighting it for the power seat. Really, after America is destroyed. Right?
After America is destroyed, yeah, it's going to be simultaneous.
Because that's what the volley of Jehoshaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, Yahweh Judgment.
Hey, I know I put it somewhere. I had it.
Which,
Jack Young. But it's cool. It's cool. It's somewhere. It's somewhere. It might be in my car somewhere.
You know what? Because America going to be on a do or die scenario at that point. Because hypothetically, if they so-called hypothetically won, they would have to rebuild from the beginning, and that'll F them, because other nations will be strong again. They still gonna go down because they're gonna be in rebuild stage. Ain't gonna be no nukes, ain't gonna be no military, no weaponry, no land to defend or hide. They gotta just go from like fighting from just butt naked, and other nations would just trample over them at that point, even if that was the case. But you know, that's how you know Esau is going down anyway, even from that perspective.
Prayer Dunn brought out James 1:12. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him.
Yep.
Thawada, Aki, Thawada.
Yeah, and that man is blessed that endureth, because the scripture say that he didn't endure to the end shall be saved.
It's crazy how Sam's on camera, so it's just so much better. But remember, they saturate the colors. We ain't gonna get into that thing. All right, so, you know, yeah, we want to definitely get into endurance because of these things. And like I was saying before I walked off camera, I wanted to, no, I still, I mean, trust me, they make better everything. And everything, everything on this phone is made by them. That's the crazy part. But the reason why I want brothers to understand the endurance that you have to have in this is because you're going to get a lot, like the brothers just said. You're going to hear wars and rumors of wars. You're going to see proxy wars. You're going to get your hopes up. Like first it was like Trump calling it a ceasefire 12-day war. This will be known as the 12-day war. And the very next day, the supreme leader goes, no, I'm not taking no peace treaties. We're not doing that. It's a bunch of hoopla. And I understand for a lot of you brothers, man, you know, who are meditating on terror, meditating on prophecy, being in the spirit of prophecy, it can be very overwhelming or underwhelming, if you will, hearing how things are going. Because as soon as we started hearing about World War III, I know most brothers who are in the House of Myrrh, you know, I'm sorry, in the House of Mourning, you know, they're all like, we are, yeah, we almost out of here. The Lord is definitely upticking. The Lord is still upticking the way it's supposed to go. But brothers need to be prudent and circumspect to understand everything that's laid out upon the plain table, okay? You understand that these men are systematically putting things in position to get ready for the New World Order. World War III will start, but it can't happen until other prophecies and things hit. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Matthew 24, I'm going to start at 5. It says, no, I'll start at 4. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Exactly.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Yahushua, and shall deceive many. Here's the point. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Say, but the end is not yet. So what we're hearing is we're seeing the uptick, the pieces put in place for the great wars to come. All right, we're seeing them pass bills and create different narratives around the world. Right, we're seeing all these things, and I understand for those brothers that have been in the truth 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years, you know, it's like, come on, and then all of a sudden it's like an ebb and flow. It's like they come up and come back down. They come up.
2020 was like that.
And coming down. They come up and come back down, and it can be it can make a man weary.
Yeah, weary.
It can make you weary, man. It can make you weary because we are hoping for things that are unseen, right? We have faith in things that we believe in that we have not seen, and we all want to see these things come to fruition. We want to see the second coming of Yahushua, right? We want to see the downfall of our enemies. We want to be crowned by Yahushua himself, right? We want to see spiritual power. We want to see these things, right? But everything is on the time of the Lord and not at the time of man.
Shalom, brother. Shalom.
All right, shalom. Everything is not on our time, it's on the Lord's time, right? But I will say this to you. Even though the Lord is giving us crumbs right now, you still need to see the writing on the wall, because the whole world is turning against the Amalekites. The Lord says, I shall have war with Amalek from generation to generation, and we're seeing it uptick all over YouTube. My algorithm is just people from all over the world calling them out on being FJs. You're not the real Jews of the Bible. Calling them out on their hypocrisy, calling them out on their genocide, calling them out on all the things that they've been doing wickedly on the earth. They're getting called out by every nation. People are just left and right calling them out. I seen a video earlier, and it was a Jew, and the boy was like, "Are you a Jew? Are you a white Jew from Europe?" He said, "No, I'm not white." He said, "What are you then?" He said, "What are you then?" The black boy. He said, "What are you then?" He said, "Well, I'm Jew." He said, "Where do your family come from?" Well, where? I'm not white though. I said, "Well, there's white Jews, there's black Jews. What are you? Aren't you white?" If you looked at me, he says, the Israeli guy said, "I'm white passing." He said that makes no fucking sense. What do you mean white passing? He says, "Bro, if I was in a room full of black people and I said I'm just black passing, what would they say?"
I what I'm saying.
And then he cut him up. He cut him up. He said, "Okay." He said, "So where are you from?" He said, "Well, my people are my grandfather and fathers are, they're from Morocco." So, okay, Morocco. Okay, what's 2 languages they speak in Morocco? This guy gonna say Spanish and French, and he said, "That's how I know you a European. You went straight to the European route." The 2 main languages in Morocco is some crazy word in Arabic. So you're European. Just admit it. You're European. You're not a real Jew. You're not, and everybody been attacked, bro. They be getting attacked left and right. So you know that the Lord is what? Crumbling that golden ball. You know?
Go to secret parts.
Yep. I should. Matter of fact, that uncover thy locks.
Yeah.
Grab that.
Get that real quick.
Yeah, grab
This
that.
This is the book of Isaiah 47, starting at the top. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne. O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate."
So no one looks at the Jewish people as these people who were great atrocities like the Holocaust happened to them, and all these fake sob stories, and how everyone's attacking them, and anti-Semitism, and all this extra hoopla, when they are the one everyone's seeing, everyone's masks or the veil is being pulled over everybody's eyes. Everyone's like, wait, but who starts all the wars? Y'all do. Who owns all the media? Y'all do. Who owns all the porn industries? Y'all do. Who owns all the, actually anything that messes with the world? Who owns it? Y'all do. Who owns the banking systems? Y'all do. So how is it that y'all are the ones creating all the turmoil on the earth, but then you want to play and cry wolf, cry sheep? But you are literally a wolf in sheep's clothing, and people see it for what it really is. So the Lord is also doing a great work. Even though we want World War III to start right now, other prophecies have to hit. And I believe through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah that the mark of the beast, because mind you, these prophecies are going to hit around the same time, right? How do we know this, right? If there's been bills that have been being passed where the government is talking about making sure every American citizen has a wearable. Why? What does a wearable do now? It takes your blood pressure. It tells you your heart rate. You can store it tracks where you are, what you're doing. They're trying to put a wearable on everybody's arm. What comes after a wearable? Once you get used to everybody having all your stuff in one little place, which is on your wrist,
and
then
most of the smartwatches nowadays have Apple Pay, Google Pay capability.
Yep, everything is.
And think about it, even just the natural motion of you using a watch and tapping is like this.
Yep.
So then when you get used to doing this, after a while, you take the wearable away, you put the chip in between right here, in between the middle finger, the thumb and the index finger.
Yep.
And
boop, 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 boop. Yep. Not to mention the Real ID. The Real ID is supposed to be a system where all your records in one place, meaning your medical records, your social security number, your banking, everything's in one place. And if you take that Real ID, the government basically can say this: you're no longer part of our society, and cut that one card off, and you have access to your identity is basically wiped. Why are they doing these things? Because they're getting this world geared and ready for the other prophecies that must come to pass. Because in their head, they believe that they're going to establish their own form of the kingdom of heaven, which is the new world order, right? But to do that, they have to still go through the motions of these other prophecies, right? They believe they're going to get their chip off and win, but we believe they're going to get their chip off and still lose.
Job 20.
Yep. I set thy bounce.
No,
Job 9.
They should go through straits.
They should be in dire straits.
That shall not fill their belly.
And they'll have quiet. And they shall not have quietness in their belly.
Con.
What you got? What you roll?
I'm gonna land right off of that.
And then we get back into scriptures on endurance, because brothers need to really understand, yes, this is a time where it's going to feel like, mind you, the Lord is long suffering, right? We must be in the same spirit of long suffering, right? It does say oppression makes a wise man mad, and I understand that a lot of this stuff that's going on in the world, it makes you mad, it makes you angry. Man, I had a conversation with my mother earlier on so much stuff that just pisses me off, and I can't, being me working in the corporate world, I can't speak on certain things like the way I would love to, because of the freedom of speech. It's not really freedom of speech. Freedom of speech with a clause.
Yeah.
That clause is, yeah, you can say whatever you want, but don't be surprised of consequences if we don't like it.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like,
That's the truth.
You have the freedom of speech, but
Actually,
there's consequences for that.
I'll even go even farther. The Constitution itself wasn't created for any person other than a white man. So all those laws and all those, look at you being little bro, he just did some, that's how I know you used to play football. I almost knocked my phone out of his hand. He said, smooth too. He's like, caught that jaw right back. Hey, I appreciate
my
that.
catch though.
No, that was some ultra instinct shit. But what I'm saying is, brothers need to understand that. Listen, gradualism is a thing, right? Long suffering is a thing. What we call gradualism is the Lord's long suffering, right? Patience. Patience is a virtue.
Let me bring this real quick.
Patience is a law. Go ahead.
Matthew 24:13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
So remember this: those who endure unto the end, those are those men and women that shall be saved, because they're going to be the reason. The Lord would not have brought this scripture or have it written down if it wasn't going to be relevant. Every time the Lord speaks, every word written in the book, including the Apocrypha, Dead Sea Scrolls, Septuagint, and all the things that we're allowed to see, because there are books that we are not allowed to see until the kingdom of heaven is established, right? So we prophesy in part and we know in part, right? But everything that's written, it's written for our learning, for our understanding, for our wisdom. So because it says, those who endure unto the end, the same shall be saved, that means that you must endure. You will have that long suffering. You will go through that long, treacherous road to the kingdom of heaven. You will get your hopes up. You will be let down. But the Lord doesn't want the faint or the weak of heart. That's why it says in 2 Timothy 1:7, it says, I have not given thee a spirit of fear, but of love, With of love and of power and of sound mind, right? And I might have chopped that up a little bit, or I might have said that right, Salakia. But you got to mind you, sound mind, love, power, and a sound mind. A man who is enduring, who understands his walk, understands that it wasn't supposed to be easy, because if it was easy, everybody would receive it. When a man understands that, they will understand that endurance and long suffering has to happen, right? So we see the growing pains, we see the birth pangs, if you will. We're getting closer and closer to World War III, because we understand once World War III is here, what does that mean? Yahushua has to be coming soon,
right in the mix.
Because World War III is not going to be going on that long before Yahushua gets back. Because remember, all the armies are going to be fighting. That takes a certain time. So these little bomb them until China joins, Russia joins, India joins, and all these other nations join. We got to tread lightly and look at the writing on the wall. This is just the precursor, or Matthew 24th chapter, the beginning of sorrows. You will hear of wars and rumors of wars, but understand, this is not the end. All right? And I know y'all hear that. Crazy stuff. With signs following. As I said, but this is not the end. I said the beginning, and all of a sudden you hear the rumbling. Hey, call Allah and Yahweh Shem Yahshua.
Got some spot?
Romans 5, starting at 3. And not only so, but we glory in tribulations also, knowing that tribulation worketh patience, and patience experience, and experience hope. And hope maketh not ashamed, because the love of the Most High is shed abroad in our hearts by the Holy Ghost, which is given to us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so basically we take pride in tribulations, we delight in them. Why? Because we know that that's a trying of our faith. The scriptures say that that a father that loveth his son doesn't spare the rod, or he often gives him the rod. Why? Because that chastisement, that spanking, if you will, it keeps a man in check. You know, it keeps you on point. It keeps you humble, because
a healthy dose of fear.
Exactly. If everything's always good, you kind of forget what the bad feels like. So the Most High has to throw you little jabs to let you know. Imagine being a fighter. You're on the win streak, and you took no damage all your fights.
And I say you ain't take no hits.
You ain't take no hits.
One brother,
and that one mother gets you. No, not even
and
that.
Then you start getting to the point where you start thinking, I'm unhittable. I'm unbeatable.
And it'll be that one bull, you get in the ring and you fucking him up.
You stop using defense. I'm sorry.
And mind you, the whole fight, you fucking him up. And then you fucking him up. And this man just one little quick overhand, boom, and you down. And you like, what just happened?
You forgot what it was like to get hit.
Yep.
Yeah. Because you were so high-minded that you let your defenses down.
Yep.
Right? And that's why the Lord delight in that. Because
That's
basically us not letting our defenses down.
Yeah, yep. The Lord will keep you ready, so you ain't got to get ready.
Yep.
Especially those who fear the Lord. The Lord is going to put you through turmoil a lot, because he's gearing you up for the later turmoils. Right? You got to understand something. The Lord going to always keep you on your toes when he loves you. When he ain't dealing with you, your life will actually might flourish. You either going to be in the dirt because you ain't got no hedge of protection, or you going to be all high because you ain't got no checks and balances. But that's also, pride becomes what? Pride comes before a fall. Right? Remember, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's what the Lord like, yo, so if you ain't getting jacked up a little bit, you might want to pray on that.
It's a season.
This is time and yes, it's right. There's a time and a season for everything. I'm not talking about jacked up in the point where you getting destroyed. I'm talking about like you gotta once in the blue moon a little, hey, what you doing? Hey, what you doing?
I know what they feel like.
And we all know what they feel like, bro. Like you ever something good happen to you and you start telling everybody about it. Yo, let me tell you what happened, dog. I got this. You told 10, 15 people, and then a week later they take it, they pull it from under you. Hey, we ain't gonna be able to give you that. You just told 30 people you about to get something new. But the Lord was like, bro, I'm trying to give you this blessing, but you already got your consolation. Mm-hmm. You out here boasting about it, and you ain't even let me finish finalizing it.
That's why even when it says giving alms, like when you bless a brother or you bless somebody, bless them in secret,
yep.
And the Most High is going to reward you openly. So it's like you get the Most High bless you with whatever it is. Now, granted, if you tell your inner circle, that's different, right?
Yeah, we're not talking about like the brethren.
That's your inner circle, but just going around, just co-workers and acquaintances and. Yeah, man, I'm about to get this, man. I'm about to come up on this, this money, and next thing you know, you don't get it.
Yeah, bro. Like, yo, I'm ready. Yo,
instead of just going through the process, getting it, and then just living it, and then if it happens to come up in conversation,
I'm like, how'd you get that? Man, I got blessed a week ago, and I got this. But that's true, man. It's real. but the Lord will punch you in your throat. You ever seen them Jones when motherfuckers?
They're not cool at all.
No.
It's actually a guaranteed win if you hit somebody with
Yeah. That and eye socket. That eye socket in the temple.
Yeah, and nuts.
But you ever get in a fight with somebody and just hit them like this, both your hands in their temples.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
Yo, you see it on movies and it look like it's ass, but
No,
it's really
that
not,
shit,
bro.
it'll fuck with the equilibrium. They be like this.
Oh shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like a stun.
It's a stun. It's like a ew.
And
like
at that point, you can
or
get away,
or
do what you want.
a simple slap. People are not expecting a slap. They're expecting you to try to throw a punch. Somebody walk up on you, just like, yo, bro, chill, yo.
Yo, you
And
slap somebody, you probably gonna get shot, dog. That shit kind of like.
well, no, but it'll
very
stun.
feminine, like directed.
It'll stun the hell out of anybody.
You feel like a chick when
You
it
get
happens to you.
slapped, bro. You gotta like process that. Like, hold up. This is slapping me.
That shit's crazy.
You gotta
bro.
process that.
This nigga just slapped me.
That shit's not cool.
But that's how the Lord be. The Lord will slap you real quick. Like, hey. So we only just saying this to let your brothers know and you sisters know that, listen, take your chastisement cheerfully, right? You gotta give glory unto the Lord when you're brought down low and when you're up high. You never want to take credit for anything because you really can't take credit for anything. Hear me out. 2 Bible verses in the Bible that kind of makes me say this, right? 1, your righteousness is as a filthy rags. That means there's literally nothing you can do that's going to really impress the Lord.
Right.
He don't
You can
care.
never go far enough.
You can never go far enough, right? So guess what? Why be high-minded when you really are nothing? And then when he called King David, the most beloved, the one who can technically got away with murder.
He did.
Technically got away with murder. Guess what?
Lord broke his heart.
All he said to him was, "You're nothing but a worm." If King David, the most beloved, got called a worm, then what are you? And because of those 2 things, I tread lightly with everything. I'll even catch myself. I'll be on some shit. Perfect example. We was in the gym yesterday. We benched 315, right? From Strong Tell. We benched 315. We did and I'm only saying this not to brag. I'm just giving perspective here. We did what it was 20, 15, 12, 10, something like that. We did 315, right? And a brother could easily be on some like, yeah, I just put up 315, bro. I'm out here, bro. Ain't nobody stronger than me. Hey, bro, who allowed you to get that strong? Who gave you the body to be that strong? Who allowed you to not get hurt? Who gave you mercy? You got to look at life like that. Nothing you do is of your own fruition. Nothing. I don't care what kind of car you got, the Lord allowed you to have that car. What crib you live in, the Lord allowed you to have that. You breathing right now, the Lord allowed you to breathe. You woke up in the morning, the Lord allowed it. Once you start looking at life like that, then you will understand that the Lord will start to bless you a lot more. But at the same time, by staying that humble, you're never going to get ahead of yourself.
Go ahead. 1 Samuel 2, starting at 6. The Lord Yahweh killeth, maketh alive. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low and lifteth up. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set them upon them.
Exactly.
He set the world upon them.
He set the Lord. So the Lord set, right, and that's how we know the earth is not moving. But we ain't gonna get into that right now. All right, we ain't gonna get into that right now. I'm a Bible man. I don't care about your globe bullshit. Okay.
The brother asked some questions. Oh, no, that's a whole other brother. Shalom, brother. What's
Shalom, Mark. Shalom. What that?
That's fair.
Let's prayer down.
down.
What's good? That's
That's it.
7.
Yeah. What do you bring out?
Let's see, brother. Check him out. What did he say? He said, Salaki for asking this question, but are we still going to be catching hell during World War III?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
yes and no. Oh, hold on.
Hold up. No.
Let's answer it the right way.
Well, no.
Oh, no.
Because at World War III is going to be after America's destroyed. So at that point,
it's going to go on at the same time.
Not World War III. Remember, World War III is when all the nations are fighting in the Middle East during when Yahweh Shah comes back.
Yeah.
Wait, we're not.
Remember, the missiles are going to be shot here while World War III is going on. It's going to be a couple missions going on. He sent his angels to gather. Hear me out. He sent the angels to gather. Then he sent the angels to go get those in this land to hide from the indignation. And then Yahweh Shah himself is going to be over there fighting. So America going to be at war too.
But I'm assuming he's talking during the climax of World War III. That's my assumption.
Bro,
Maybe during the initial phases of World War III, yes.
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 During the climax, when it like reaches its most powerful and violent point, no, we're going to be in charity.
Yeah, charity.
All right, so in that case, all right, so it's the way you look at it. But yes, World War III, we will be catching hell. Jacob's trouble, we will be catching hell. That's why it's called Jacob's trouble. And remember, you also got to remember, in Jacob's trouble, and I just want to make this very clear, Jacob's trouble is for the wicked. But remember, after like Jacob's trouble is basically coming to an end, when I say coming to an end, it ain't really going to end because the whole world's going to be in turmoil. But remember, in 2nd Esdras, 16th and like 70, it literally says there will be a great insurrection on those that fear the Lord because they're going to know exactly who the Lord's chosen are at that point, right? How are they going to know that? Because they're going to go through Jacob's trouble and these people are going to be saved out of it.
Right.
They're going to be like, oh, they must be the Lord's people.
Right.
That's how they're going to know. That's why I'm saying, yes, we're going to have turmoil in all of it, all right? It's going to be a fearful time for all people, but those who are faithful, right, unto death shall get a crown of life, and those who are written in the book of life are going to be saved. Some brothers are going to be martyrs. Some brothers are going to be put into prisons and snares and holes and stuff like that for purposes and reasons. Remember, you can't do anything against the truth, but for the truth. So some brothers will get hemmed up, right? So you got to look at everything from the full lens and scope. All right.
This paradigm brought us out. 2nd Esdras 7, starting at 57. Then he answered me and said, "This is the condition of the battle which man that is born upon the earth shall fight. That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say."
So look, read that part. Read it again. So you got to answer that he will suffer. First of all, we are on this earth. We're going to have war, and then 2, he will suffer. But if go ahead,
He says that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say.
So we got to go through the conditions of the battle. So that means yes, you're going to suffer. Bro. You might, and mind you, suffering could even be not inflicted on you. You might see a loved one die. You might see a loved one or a couple loved ones die, and you saved. Everybody in your family get hit, and I God forbid, but remember, it says 2/3 of our people were cut off. That's 2 out of every 3 people got to go. So understand something. You might be you and your girlfriend and your mom, and y'all running together trying to hide from whoever coming after you, and they both die and you don't. That's suffering. The Lord is telling you, hey, endure the suffering and look and get that victory, and I'm gonna get all this back to you, bro. But you got to understand that seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Even though these are my 2 actual blood brothers, same blood running through our veins, I understand that I can't save them and they can't save me. So what we do is we iron sharpens iron, and we keep all of each other on point, so that if the Lord does give us the chance to keep us together and we all get on a chariot, we're going to be safe. Right? So the thing is, the only way I can protect these 2 brothers is by protecting myself and making sure that they're on their job. And the only way they can protect me is the same and vice versa. That's the whole point of the body. It's the whole point of the body. But I can't force this brother to pray. I can't force this brother to study. I can tell him, yo, bro, you slacking or you're macking. I can tell him, yo, bro, when's the last time you actually sent up a prayer? Right? These things I can tell you to do, but it's for of your spirit and your volition to want to do it. Right? That's why I said you can lead them to the water, can't make them drink. Right? But the good thing about us and our brotherhood up here, the Lord blessed us, blessed my family, my father in particular. The reason why I say that, because we all came out of my father, our father. And so my father, I mean, obviously was blessed by the Lord in some kind of way, because for him to allow 3 Israelites to wake up from his loins, bro, I'm not gonna lie, that's rare. If you look around the whole nation of Israel, it's rare. And us 3 are in it, and we do check and balances with us. It's actually easier to check and balance. He tell me to shut the hell up, I'm gonna shut the hell up. He tell me I'm going off, I'm going off. For example, he called me a week ago, yo, something you posted, bro, it don't look right. I know you ain't in that bad spirit, but it don't look right. I didn't even buck up. You right, delete. It's my older brother. He called me tomorrow and be like, yo, bro, you fucking up. And he cursing me the hell out. You think I'm a buck up? No, because I understand the hierarchy.
And at one time, I was like, watch your body out.
Yeah, watch your body. I understand the hierarchy, but guess what? The Lord put that spirit on us. We were brought up by a great man. I got to give my father double honors. You know what I mean? Like, even if he couldn't give us all individual freaking love and attention because he had so many kids, my father did a great job of saying, hey, y'all stay together. I am my brother's keeper. And he actually showed us that by what? by example, because he has two brothers, two older brothers, and he treats his brothers like gold. So what do you think we're going to do when we only see our father doing exactly that? The same thing. And then just on top of it, the Lord allowed all of us to wake up to this truth. So then it was like a boom, boom, boom. If that's not a blessing in itself, I don't know what is, right? And that's how I look through a spiritual lens. I'm like, yo, the Lord allowed us to see a great man do his works. Yes, my father's flawed. All people are flawed. We're in the flesh. But he has done enough where I cannot sit here and allow anyone to talk bad about my pop. And then when I look at the men around me and how they were brought up, they all got their own careers, their own houses, everything. The Lord blessed them with businesses. Bro, I got to sit here and say, yo, call Lawyer and Yahweh Shem Shah and double honors to my father. Simple as that, man. All right, so you gotta lock in with yourself with the Lord. You gotta do these things. You gotta go through the motions, man. That's why seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling, but at the same time, you must endure. Because let's just say we all, and God forbid that ever happens, but let's just say I'm with these brothers and we running from the Girder troops or something. I don't know, sleeper cells, Iranian sleeper cells, and we trying to get away, right? And we want to move day after day after day. We ain't sleeping 3 days. We just moving and moving and moving, trying to stay alive, right? And one of the brothers start getting weary. Yo, come on, bro, we gotta keep moving. But if his spirit is broken, what can I do?
Who can bear it?
Who can bear? Yeah, who can bear a wounded spirit? Beautiful. Who can bear a wounded spirit? You know? So I thank for Yahweh Shem Shah for allowing us to even give this lesson on endurance and understanding, because we didn't know what we were going to talk about. But we also understand that, yo, they went from World War III about to start to, it's only a 12-day war. Hold up. And that was like, I ain't gonna lie, that was a little stressful. Like, come on, man. Come on. Somebody need to kick this fucking door in. Go ahead.
Habakkuk 2, starting at the top. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
It's talking about prophecies. We understand that World War III is coming. Though it tarry, wait for it. It seems like it. It's coming.
Really not.
It's
basically
coming.
Meaning that it may seem like it's a long time and it's dragging out to you, but just know that behind the scenes in Yahweh's time, everything is moving according to plan.
Yep.
It's 100% perfect. All right, there's no setbacks. The production is perfect.
Right.
It's just that to you want it done on your timeline, and it's like, no, it's on my timeline. But just be patient, because it's coming, bro.
And the Lord knows that everybody's not going to be patient. The Lord knows that everybody's not going to long suffer. The Lord knows that everybody's not going to endure to the end. That's why he made those clauses in the scriptures to make sure you can understand it. That's why all you brothers that are in the know, that know this truth, when that time comes and when your ticket's about to get called, because mind you, we all gonna get that chance to prove ourselves. That we remember, as Israelites, because of our bloodline, we already got a golden ticket. Just because you got the golden ticket doesn't mean it's getting punched. Remember that. And the only way to get that punched is to prove your faith. And guess what? That time to get your ticket punched is coming. Though it tarry, wait for it, but it's coming. So that's why the Lord says, be prepared for the battle. Be ready for the battle. Right? When you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right?
Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith.
But the just shall live by faith. And because we are just, or at least we're striving to be justful men, and by our bloodline, we are justful men because we come from the seed of the promise. Right? We got to go through it. I don't know how to stress it enough. You got to go through it. There's no other if, ands, or buts about it. You got to go through it.
No other way around.
There's no other round. There's not multiple paths to the kingdom of heaven. There isn't. I can take this route. I can take this route. Like this ain't. There isn't no.
I can serve God my way.
I got a personal relationship with God. Yo, what relationship do you have that I don't? Because I don't know what you're talking about. You don't choose the Lord. The Lord chooses you.
Right.
And we can see who the Lord is dealing with based off of works. It's an indicator. Those men who are doing this work are more than likely blessed by Yahweh Shem Shah, because they wouldn't even have the spirit to want to do the work. Even those who got spewed out, the Lord was dealing with you for a while. But when he was like, yo, your spirit, you too weak, you can't endure, you're not really built for this, he spew you out and let you go. Now, how many brothers do you think we seen get spewed out and let go because they didn't have endurance?
Yeah, we saw it.
We saw it.
And there's indications that's about to happen too.
And it's, no, you always see when it's about to happen.
Yeah.
They start being on their phone too much, not really in sync at camp. They start complaining about things that they could have controlled. They start making excuses or not being accountable. They start blaming the Lord for everything that's happening, like they didn't have a part in it. And then all of a sudden you start noticing, oh, they don't come to camp one week. Oh, yo, making excuses not to come. And then they stop posting videos. They stop doing their work, bro. No daily edification, exhortation. You start noticing the patterns, like, yo. And then you start, and brothers who are in the thick of it gonna go like, yo, I don't know, brother, look like he's getting a little weak over there. And then guess what? As the body, what do? We got to do what? Because the Lord told us what? I am my brother's keeper. Right. It doesn't say that, but you know what I mean.
Right. We rebuke that mind.
We're gonna rebuke that mind. Yo, bro, you a little lukewarm right now, brother. You all right? You need something?
Somebody hit me with a drum before.
Yeah, he hit me too. Bro, this brother,
I hit myself.
Yeah, this brother, the brother, the word samak means support. The brother is a great support system. You going off a little bit, he will tell you about yourself. I don't know, man. You ain't put up a video in 3 weeks. You all right? Something going on? You know. And then he'll check you as soon as you start bitching and complaining about dumb shit. Hey, I don't want to hear the fuckery. Just tell me what's going on. So you ain't got to sugarcoat with me, bro. You can't lie to the Lord. You can't lie or hide from the Lord. So me coming to you is basically the Lord telling me to come to you. What's up? And that's the Lord giving chances. And guess what? Brothers who are weak, because the Lord don't want no weak men. And this is the thing I think brothers understand. You got to be militant. When I say militant, I'm not talking about you got to be ready to pick up a gun and shoot.
You got to be strong like a
you got to be strong like a soldier.
That's why it says endure hardness as a good soldier.
Endure hardness as a good soldier. And what are good soldiers? What do? They're faithful unto death. A good soldier get captured and tortured, and he's sitting there just
not giving up no
effort. Nails being pulled out. Nope. Fingernails getting pulled out, breaking fingers, and they just take it.
He'd rather die.
He'd rather die
in pain than live with the embarrassment and sorrow of knowing that he gave up his comrades.
Exactly. And that's what brothers need to understand. That's what this is, man. We are at war. We're on the front lines, man. We're on the front lines. It's a spiritual warfare. What's crazy is the so-called white man knows it's a spiritual warfare. That's why they do the things they do. That's why they have the symbolism in all their movies, their TV shows, the news. This is why they say the things they do. This is why they believe in cosmic karma and witches. That's why it's called Hollywood. Hollywood is from what? Wizards. The wood is used for like the wand. That's what's called Hollywood. If you just do some studying, you'll figure all that shit out. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm just giving you simple fucking information. Why are they so into the devil and Baphomet and all these things? Why are they like that? If they're so into the devil so much, guess what? There has to be an opposing opposition force, which is what? The Yahweh Shem Shah. But then when you go even deeper, you learn that the Lord is controlling both sides. Then you go, oh, all right, let me just get right with the big man, because he got them thinking that they can win just so he can fuck them up. Oh, right. They in a trick bag. But that's a little deeper, right? But how are you going to get that deep if you're not enduring and going through the rigmarole and daily, battle, learning and weaving and getting punched in the face and getting back up and getting punched and kicked down and getting back up? How would you know any of these things? How can you be ready for the battle if you didn't go through any smaller battles?
They say that usually the best fighters in the world are those who spar the most.
Yep, those who spar the most, because they used to get hit. You get hit more than enough times, you're going to learn not to get hit in that way. If every time you fight this one boy, he just jabbing you. Pop, pop,
pop. If you spar him once a week for a 12-week camp, and then your opponent sparring 4 or 5 times a week in a 12-week camp, he's going to be far more experienced than you when it comes fight night.
And that's equated with this work. If you only putting up 1 video a week, now mind you, going out is more important, I would say. So, but
this is considered a lesson.
But this is considered a lesson. So let's say if you're going out and let's say if you used to do 3 videos a week, but now you only doing 1. Well, guess what, man? You backtracking a little bit. Now, I'm not telling every man is his own measure when it comes to his fate and his work. I'm not the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who tell you what they want whenever they want. I ain't all that, bro. I'm just saying, you should feel good about yourself by doing the Lord's work. Like, we all tired. I'm talking tired. 10-hour shift, 11-hour shift, 12 hour. We like, yo, I'm ready to go down. What's the first thing brother say? Yo, be at camp at 7:15, 7:30. We always like, you right, you right, you right. No bucking up, get through the work. But guess what? After we close out camp, I'm gonna feel so much better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get in the house. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna relax. I gave the Lord his due offering. You know. But go ahead.
2 Ezra 7 to the point. If this city, the kingdom of heaven, is now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive his inheritance?
So if you didn't go through the danger, you know, presenting your body as a living sacrifice, right? Having faith that the Lord has angels encamped around you. Because mind you, we behind enemy lines. We're in literally New Mecca. This is the most Muslims in per capita in any city in the country. You come to Philly, everywhere you look, you see women garbed up, dudes with they fucking whatever. Everywhere you go, we literally out here in our fringes. We had a camp. Boy thought we was Muslim because he seen us out there. He was like, "What do you say? Whatever. The Ashalama." He said something like that. We just looked at him, Shalom. And he looked back and he like, all right, bro. That's how much. That's how much. But guess what? They hate us. They could easily just pull up one day and just try to shoot us all up. But the Lord ain't allowing that to happen.
I'm sure they want to.
And I'm sure they want to, but the Lord ain't allowing that to happen. You can't pass the bounds the Lord has set. Right? And so we have that kind of faith. If you ain't going through the battles, how can you have the endurance to be able to endure what's really coming? Because right now, if you falling out now, or you fell out in the past 5 years, bro, you're a pussy. And I gotta say it like that. Sorry, not sorry. Because you're not going through nothing yet. This ain't hard.
You're going through a little financial.
You're going through a little financial shit.
Little
You might,
shit.
yeah, like your BM being a demon.
Little family shit.
Yeah, you might got into it with a brother here and there. You might get some scoffing. You know, you might have lost a job.
It sucks, yeah.
Yeah, but it was
ain't nothing compared to Jacob's trouble.
It's nothing compared to what's about to come.
Yo, on some, not to lie, good brother, on some funny shit is the land that you said. This is funny shit. You ever hear the bull be like, one of them tracks be like, I just want to say I'm sorry. To absolutely no one.
Conor McGregor.
That shit was all
I want to say I'm sorry to absolutely no one. Yeah, you're right. Because guess what? You men that fell out, you weren't built for the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
You gonna come through the loins as a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 10th generation in a low estate. And you gonna look up and the Lord gonna allow you to remember, yo, remember you used to do that work. You remember that brother right there? Oh snap, that's Samop. Yeah. He part of the elect. You used to camp with him. And you gonna feel that shame. Yeah, you gonna be in the kingdom of heaven, but you gonna feel that shame. You gonna like, damn, I could have been up there with him.
Damn, like imagine laboring for like 10 years and then you fall out the very year before y'all try to come back.
Yo, that's judgment.
And you gonna
by
live the
itself.
kingdom like, yo, you trying to tell me I fell out December 2027 and the Lord came back April 2028?
That's judgment by
Bro,
itself.
right now, mind you, if the Lord come back on December 2027, I'm gonna be like, yo, bro, what the hell? Remember that dude? I'm like, yo, bro, what's up, bro? You alright? touch it. But I'm just saying, man, and I gotta keep it real. Like, you a pussy. The Lord not dealing with none of that. He's not dealing with it. I know people don't want to hear it. And, oh my God, why did he call him pussy and all that? Bro, we're not weak. We're not weak in our speech, right? Though I be rude in speech, not according to knowledge.
A scaredy cat?
Not according to knowledge, because obviously I know what I'm talking about. And because I know what I'm talking about, just because you don't like the delivery, that means it wasn't for you. And if you can't receive what I'm telling you, then guess what? You need to pray on that too.
You can't take your emotions out of truth, then you're not ready for
You gotta read this. This is one of my favorite precepts and what brother going into.
Bring it out.
Sirach 2?
Yeah, Sirach 2. But the point is, I'm gonna hit 3 though.
Yeah.
Sirach 2 and 3.
What do you put up?
He said,
Oh, I'm so tired.
Sirach 2 and 3. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not hasten in time of trouble. That's real. And then it says, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. That's the
See,
point.
may be increased at the last end, because if you go and make haste, and a lot of times brothers fall out. They going through a little turmoil. They feeling something. They got into it with a brother. They feeling, oh, he brother, I can't with the brother no more. Hey, bro, you know what you're saying right now, right? You sure that can't be reconciled? Aren't you supposed to be your brother's keeper?
There's nothing that's
There's nothing unreconcilable. If it wasn't no, he killed your damn.
Yeah,
He killed some.
Yeah, he fucked my wife. Like,
All right, that one I'd be like, all right.
yeah,
boy,
but like petty shit, man.
It be petty stuff. Oh, I can't camp with him no more, so I'ma just. All right, well, make sure you do your work then. And all of a sudden, that was the. You already was. You know, my mother trying to get in the door. He shaking his hand. Got Parkinson's and shit.
Call it excuse, man.
Yo, bro, but just put the key in the door. Well, guess what? You were already like that, and guess what? You dropped the keys. Now you want to outside. You want to outside. Didn't walk through the door. Now you sitting here fending for yourself. And what happens when people got to fend for themselves when they're not strong enough? They fall out. This truth wasn't meant for us to be alone. That's why the Lord in the scripture says, "Gather thyself together."
It's not good for a man to be alone.
It's not good for a man to be alone. You're not supposed to be alone. So you think you can go ahead and do this on your own? Prove it. Some brothers can, but even the brothers that I know that say that they can do it on their own still got little factions of people that they still chill with. You know what I mean? They're not really on their own. They might go out from time to time on their own, but
people are not meant to be alone, bro.
Exactly.
It's reality.
Mhm.
That's why there's a such thing as loneliness, and it's really a thing because we're not meant to be alone. It doesn't mean you have to be amongst a group of people, but companionship is a real thing. It's a necessity of their life. Especially when you're trying to
We know
build,
that.
especially when you're trying to build.
Remember that what's that movie what's it called, Lost? With the bull, Tom Hanks? Remember when he put the Castaway, right? Proven point. He was alone that he had to turn a ball into an actual a companion. Where he was so in love with his companion, talked to it every day because if he didn't, he was going to go insane.
Will Smith on I Am Legend.
Yep.
Yeah, he was going to the store. Hey, how you doing, Joyce? And he was acting like he was flirting with her and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
because being alone, you go insane, man.
Yep.
Right? And it being in this truth, if you alone, bro, you more than likely gonna fall out. Whether you think you not or not, think you are or not, you more than likely gonna fall out. Because it's nothing like just one phone call from a brother saying, "Yo, get your ass to camp, dog." You right?
you right. It holds you accountable.
It holds you accountable.
Even when you don't feel like it and you do it, it's not necessarily about the initial feeling. It's about the post feeling. Just like you sometimes you'll be feeling like going to the gym and you're like, ah.
Yeah,
but then as soon as you get in the gym, you start going through it. The first warm up, you be like, but then after you get warmed up, you start getting in the lift.
Or like this brother would do. He'll probably feel like that, and then he'll end up randomly calling me. What you doing? I'm in the gym. He'll be like, oh fuck that, I'm in there now.
Yeah,
He's in there now.
It happened the other day.
Yeah, have another day.
I drove my job. I work. Well, I got to travel around for my job. So I work where I drive literally 30 minutes out over the bridge into Jersey. We in Philly right now, so I drive out every day. There's been times I come home, I'm driving home like I'm about to go home and lay down, and I get a phone call. Yo, where you at? I'm driving home, dog. What's up? Nigga, we in the gym right now. We doing legs. I'm like,
I know, right? You gotta do it.
Like,
You gotta do it. You gotta do it, dog.
all right, man, I'm on my way, dog. And guess what? Then, like you said, when you get in
Then
there,
when you get in there,
you're like,
the best workout you had.
especially
Like,
when you're in there, bro.
You go hard as shit if you should be all
And then you feel great when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
yep. And then you're like, damn, I'm
And
glad
then
I
that chill
It's
feels
even
so
better,
much,
like
it's
better.
even so much better.
You feel
bro.
accomplished. You got the same thing with this work, right? Brother Ariah used to say, Brother Ariah, shout out to that brother. He used to say all the time, it's not when you want to do it, it's when you don't want to do it. And when you do it, watch how you feel after that. That's when the Lord counting it, right? Not like you obviously having a zeal for the Lord or being zealous about this truth. Being in the spirit is cool, but it's them days where you're like, man, I don't even feel like going out. But you told yourself that morning you was going to go out, right? And then that demon on you like, man, just go out tomorrow. Just chill today.
And those
Just go out tomorrow.
fire.
Just chill today. Just go out tomorrow. And all of a sudden you like, nah, man, I gotta go out. You might not feel like it. You finally get out here, man. We don't know what we talking about, and out of nowhere, yo, what's up? All right, just start talking. And out of nowhere, you just blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden it gets super edifying. You like, you and all that, yo, bro, that was a crazy camp. I didn't even want to come out. That was the Lord, right? I had a bunch of scriptures on endurance we could end with.
I got one we can end with. This is James 5 and 11. Let me see if I can start up. 10. Take my brethren the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy.
Beautiful. That's perfect.
So hey, ultimately throughout all your sufferings and afflictions, all the pitiful things, the
when's-
terrible
when-
things that the
when-
Most High put you through,
When's the Day of Atonement?
probably in like September.
Yeah, I know it's always around so hot outside.
I gotta look into it, but it's like around now. It's coming up in the next month or two.
All right, no, we're good. I just want to make sure.
Yep. So hey, throughout all the afflictions and the tribulations Most High put you through, which is pitiful and terrible, at the latter end of that, what happened with Job? Job was blessed sevenfold, greater than he was prior to going through hell. And that's what the Most High is going to do to us, but infinitely, bro.
Yeah.
So Lord willing, this video is edifying to your brothers and sisters in the time of glory. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory
Unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ahawah Kakwadash.
double honors again to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. Shalom.